My name is Denise Madera and I was born right here in Huntsville, Texas. I started kindergarten here at Scott Johnson and I graduated Huntsville High School in 2019. My brother, my sister, my cousins, and my friends were all proud Hornets. We're also proud Texans and we are also proud Hispanics. I worked at Mans Park Middle School for 2 years and I recently transitioned into the Huntsville Administration Building. Here I help our media and our communications team as well as our superintendent's office. I got to thinking, why don't we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month this year by making a video? I met with the media department and it was decided. In this video, you are going to hear from fellow Hornets celebrating their Hispanic heritage. But first, a little background. The term Hispanic usually refers to a Spanish-speaking person living in the U.S., especially one of Latin American descent. There are 12 Hispanic countries. Mexico has by far the largest population, close to 125 million people. Hispanic people have lived in areas of the United States before the USA was a country, and Hispanics have been a part of the population and culture ever since. Hispanic Heritage Month covers a 30-day period starting on September 15th and ending on October 15th. It began as a week-long celebration under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded to a month by President Ronald Reagan. It begins every year on September 15th, the Independence Day for Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Mexico celebrates their Independence Day on September 16th, and Chile celebrates their Independence Day on September 18th. Additionally, Columbus Day is celebrated on the second Monday of every October. You've heard a little Hispanic history. Now let's hear from some of our Hornets sharing a little of their Hispanic heritage.
I was born in Mexico, Sabinas Hidalgo, Nuevo León.
My family is originally from Michoacán, Mexico.
My mom is from El Salvador.
My family comes from a little town in Jalisco. It's 3.5 hours from Guadalajara, which is the capital of Jalisco. The town's name is very difficult to say. It's Tlalcozawa.
My family comes from the smallest country in Central America by size, El Salvador.
My family's from Mexico, my mom's from Pachuca, Hidalgo, and my dad's from Guadalajara.
My family's from Tula, Tamaulipas, in Mexico.
What I admire about my heritage is my family, how we celebrate our holidays, bringing food, getting together, staying up late, catching up with each other, and just supporting each other for any little thing.
The fact that we work hard and we look after each other, you know.
Mexican culture has so many things that you have to admire about it. First off, the food obviously is really delicious, but I think the whole concept of family. We don't have a lot of family that live around us, but whenever we do get together, wherever it may be in Chicago, in California, or in Mexico, where everyone goes, it's just like, just the part of belonging to something that's bigger than you. It's just beautiful. And they make you welcome, they make you feel like you're always a part of it, that you're important to be, you know, part of the family.
There's always definitely a lot of pride in our name, pride in where we came from and how we were brought up. I mean, I grew up poor. You know, we didn't have a whole lot, but we made a lot out of what we did have. And but we took pride in those few things that we had. You know, your clothes, you washed them, and you took care of, even if we had to hand wash them, because there were some days we didn't have water at my house. It got cut off for some reason, so sometimes we had to go to the neighbors, or we had to wash it on a washboard or something. But we had to make sure that you know, because it was a presence that we had to have about us, that we were going to take pride in our appearance and how we looked and how we presented ourselves.
There's many things I love about Mexican culture. I love the people, the community, and how nice everybody is.
The culture we celebrated more is family unity.
Most of my family that has come from El Salvador actually comes specifically to Huntsville because we all relatively live near each other.
We dance. Everybody in our family is big dancers. Since we were little, we were always taught how to dance. Any dance, from traditional ballet folklorico dances to more, cumbia, norteñas. We just learn how to dance. That's our family thing. We dance.
Every Saturday for us, we wake up to like blasting music in Spanish, and it's really like it's a very touching feeling because me and Emily already know we're gonna clean, so we're like getting ready for the day. But it's just like sometimes we're like, oh, we don't want to clean, but like at the end of the day, it's like it's a family thing. We're dancing and mopping.
I go to Mexico once a year to visit my great grandparents.
So, what's your favorite part of Mexico?
The dirt. I like the dirt and the food.
No one can beat our food. It's just amazing.
Big thing, most like other countries know us for our pupusas. My grandma makes the best pupusas.
I love pupusas. Pupusas are just amazing.
For me, it has to be probably tamales. You? For me, it has to be crepas. Me and Maria, when we go to Mexico, we always go to this little ranch. We wait into the night, and then we can kind of smell them. We're like, okay, we gotta go get some. So then we go get some, and they're called crepas.
So it's just family unity is what we do. Christmas is family. Thanksgiving is family. Everything is just together. We just do the family. Family is always the main part of our culture. I think that my parents really instilled in us that family is what makes you strong.
Each December 4th, there is a dance for the Virgen de Guadalupe, and we dress up in big colorful dresses and with the picture of the Virgen on here on the top.
So Mexico's Independence Day, I believe, is September 16th. Usually we get together and we watch El Grito, which is whenever the president from Mexico goes out and he has a speech.
I started dancing as an adult here in Huntsville. We've actually gone to competition and we actually won. And we went to Las Vegas and we won.
I think the biggest one is Christmas. We all get together and, we have the Tres Reyes Magos. We do, my mom makes tamales, frijoles charros, all the traditional stuff, rice, gorditas, all of it.
My favorite food is ceviche. It's shrimp marinated in lime juice. I love it because it's delicious, and I love it because my sister cooks it for me.
One of the things that we grew up on that one of my favorite foods is barbacoa tacos with cilantro and onions. Because I remember as a kid, my dad, his favorite part of the tacos was we went to the meat market and we ordered these tacos, and he wanted the cow cheeks. Wanted to make sure it had cow cheeks in there and didn't want a bunch of fat. So we would get that on Sunday mornings. We go to the meat market and get those tacos. To this day, that's my favorite tacos.
We immigrated, I guess, for the reasons that everybody else immigrated, just the American dream. You can be here and have nothing and work your butt off and be able to have everything you've ever wanted.
There were a lot of, I wouldn't say good things happening in El Salvador. Like there was a civil war going on, which led them to come here. But then also the opportunities they could get from moving to the States was also a big factor.
My parents migrated from Mexico for a better future, not just for themselves, but for us, their children as well.
I was born in El Salvador. The Civil War broke out in 1979, and when that happened, they killed my uncle during the war. Guerrillas, whoever came to my grandma's house where we were, and we saw them come in, and they hit the lights with the back of their, firearms, and we thought we were gonna die. We woke up because they came screaming and yelling, and they were coming for my uncle who had just graduated high school. And so my sister, my little brother and I, came illegally, of course, and the money that they had saved up for a better house, they used that and brought us here.
Well, my dad immigrated to the United States in 1988, picking tomatoes, oranges, and he worked in construction a little bit. So he brought us to Texas in Madisonville about 22 years ago. He wanted us to have access to a better education. Ever since I can remember, my dad has been a strong advocate of education, and he knew early that education is the bridge where equality starts. So he's a strong advocate of education, public education, and higher education as well.
I think everyone should be proud of where they come from because it's a part of who they are.
I love being Hispanic. I just think that especially the speaking Spanish is just beautiful.
The fact that we celebrate heritage, not specifically just Hispanic culture, I think it's important for everybody to know their roots. Knowing what your heritage is kind of completes you as a person. It gives you a different feeling. Let's say you didn't know what you were, and then you investigate, and then you find out. It just kind of gives you a little bit more of like, oh, I belong to this.
My cultural background is Salvadorian, and I was kind of thinking about how we do Spirit Week and stuff like that for homecoming. Why couldn't we do something like that for Hispanic Heritage Month? So one day we did dress up as your favorite Hispanic celebrity. Then it was Vaquero or Vaquera Day. Then there was Flag Day, dress up as a flag. And then the last day was come dressed up as your favorite soccer team, Hispanic soccer team. It just made me feel very heartwarmed because a lot of people participated in it, and I really loved it. And I just think that that was something that helped a lot of people just kind of express their liking of the Hispanic culture.
So many things that you can do here in the U.S. that you can't do in many other countries that you need to take advantage of as far as like going for your dream, going for whatever you want. Because if you have a goal and you have steps to get to it, you will become someone. You will make something of yourself in this country.
Huntsville was love at first sight.
I'm a proud Mexican American, and I'm a proud Texan.
2005 in August, I started working at Scott Johnson, and it's just I just don't want to leave. If they'll keep me, I'm gonna stay here.
And so, like, thinking about that, thinking of how hard that they struggled to like get a simple education, like, I think that's just something that I'm taking advantage of now, that my parents like sacrificed so much for me to be here.
I think that having so many cultures, we can learn from each other. We can take the best from each culture and bring it forth into society.
8 years ago, I became a U.S. citizen, so now I am a U.S. citizen. So, yes, I'm very proud to be Mexican, American, and U.S. citizen. Yes.
We hope you enjoyed watching this video, and we also hope you learned something too. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month! Thanks for watching.